We are back. First Couples Cocktails 2021. Can you believe that?
Not really.
2021. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah. I hope everybody had a good New Year. We're starting a second year of our Couples Cocktails. We started it last year.
Yep.
And we got to build a little bit of people who I guess who are bored followed us now and again.
Yes.
So we started back up tonight. We're a little bit later than usual. Why? Because
I goofed up. We took a couple weeks off, and I couldn't remember what time we usually did it, so I just made up a time. And
it's not like we had anything else to do.
You said, "Why'd you make it 7:30?" I said, "I don't know."
Well, it wasn't like we had anywhere else to go, so all was good.
Yeah,
so
it's all good.
Yeah, not like we had a big thing going on at 7:45 or something.
No,
like
we didn't have to be any place.
Yeah, so we want to welcome everybody for our, like I said, our first one of the year.
Yeah.
And appropriately, now this is interesting. You chose the topic tonight. Well, before we get to that, we do our drinks. See, I'm all over the place. I haven't planned adequately. So, What are you drinking tonight? Let's start with that.
This is my basic. I've been drinking this pretty much for a while. It's the Robert Mondavi Bourbon Barrel Cabernet Sauvignon. It's reasonably priced, very tasty.
That is a mighty big glass you got there too. It's not a soda, for God's sake.
I know. I kind of did a big pour. I guess I saw 9 clients today.
Yeah. So, that's a 9 client pour?
It's a 9 client pour. Yeah.
Awesome.
And with
a straw with that?
Yeah. With yesterday's events, a lot of my clients were struggling with what's going on, around us in the Capitol and that kind of thing. So anyway,
so
I got a lot of stuff today.
Back. Well, we're gonna turn our attention away from the nation and the Capitol and all of that stuff, because that's for other people to talk about at different forums. And we're talking about what we can do in our own homes, right?
Yep.
But before we get to that, I've been having a tasting for Stella Artois. So I'm drinking Stella, which I like very much. And in a bit of a tip to my good friend John Baldwin, I bought this John J. Bowman single barrel bourbon. It's out of Virginia, and it's really, really good. So, and not expensive, not inexpensive, moderately priced. Good whiskey if you can find it. I had the other one before, but this is very much better. This is the small batch, not as good. Single barrel, John Bowman. So we're shifting from the nation and the town to what you can do in your own homes, right? And in your own relationship to make things better. So you wanted to talk about relationship goals, and before we get to that, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so what's the difference between relationship goals and just making resolutions? Or is there a difference?
Well, you mean relationship resolutions or
I don't know. Why didn't we just call it couples resolutions? Or is there maybe there's no difference?
I don't know if there's much of a difference, but I mean, this time of year people make resolutions to do things for themselves. So I think it's also important for couples to do that, and maybe not just January 1st, but kind of through the year. But I think it's a place, it's a marking place. Place marker? What word am I trying to get?
Whatever.
It's a good time to look at your relationship. It's a good time to look at yourself and figure, are there things that you want to do together or differently as a couple?
Okay, but so it's basically the same as it wasn't like a play on words. It's basically the same as a resolution, right?
I think.
I mean, something you want to try to do to fix or help your relationship, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, a resolution to me is something that you're going to do short period of time, or not at all. And a goal is like something more tangible, like it's real and it means more.
Okay,
that's
fair enough.
To me,
right.
anyway.
So let's do this in 2 ways, right? Let's talk about. You want to talk about here we go. Things that people can do, goals, relationship goals that people can do, that you are suggesting.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about those, and then we're gonna drill down to our little loving relationship right here.
Oh yes, the little loving
relationship.
Yes.
Okay. So let's start with you, and let's start with how if someone's sitting in your office and they're talking about we're struggling with this or with that, and we want to get off to a fresh start. What kind of things do you talk to them about?
Well, first of all, take an inventory about where is your relationship. Do you feel like your relationship's in a good place?
Okay.
So you could do a, rating scale. I love rating scale. So I'll say to people, like 1 being like dismal, I'm ready to step out the door,
Right.
contact David Bullitt,
Okay.
or 10, things are great. They're, as I want them in my relationship. So you could start off with sort of asking somebody to give like a rating score of their relationship and where
Okay.
it is.
Okay.
And then you would ask each of the people, what are common goals or things that you should be that you feel like you should be improving or working on.
Okay,
in
so
the
let's talk
relationship.
about that. Let's talk
Yeah.
about like categories of goals, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let's start with give me one category.
Well,
Move down.
I mean, communication is always an
Okay.
issue with couples.
So let's talk about communication.
Yeah.
So what are you going to tell people? What should they do to make it better? If that's what you're talking about.
Well,
what should they work at to make it
Yeah.
better?
So, trying to maybe spend more time talking to each other. So deliberate, actual check-ins. Like sitting down in the morning and talking with your spouse or your partner, or maybe even sometimes people do like Sunday, discussions or check-ins. How do you think things are going? So actually
Okay.
communicating.
I mean, when you say check-in, you don't just mean we're going to chit-chat. You mean, how you think things are going? Are you comfortable with where we are? Or
Yeah. Or it could be a chit chat, but just sitting down and communicating
Okay.
and saying, this is how I feel. How do you feel? Blah 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 blah.
Because when you said check-in, I'm thinking
Yeah.
you're talking about like someone who might, who might be an AA, for example, and they need to do a check-in
Yeah.
with their sponsor. Well, that's
Right.
not what you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about more like if it's a goal for you guys to communicate more often and better, then you want to make a time and place to do that.
Okay, so you want to make the time, not. I mean, you're not talking about saying, okay, well, Sunday at 11:00 we're going to.
You
do
could.
that?
Some people need that structure. Some
Okay.
people, are just more naturally engaging and talking to people, and other times people need like almost an appointment with each other.
Okay, so
that's okay.
so carving a space out if you
Yeah.
feel like
Yep.
you're not getting it otherwise. Right?
And Valerie Thaxter, who has an excellent relationship, says communication's everything. And I see my friend Cindy on here. Cindy Schwartz is a therapist, so she
Okay.
could weigh in
All right, let her weigh in.
on what she thinks is important, for couples to make in terms of goals. So I'd love to hear
so
from
you
her.
like the idea of a check-in?
Yeah,
So
check in
that's a
or
suggestion.
specific time to say let's talk about how things are going in our relationship on
Okay.
Monday morning or Sunday night or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it could be a plan or it could be just off the cuff.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about relationship goals. Let's work through we laid out in our book maybe a little
Okay.
bit. Sort of follow that. So
Okay.
that might be easier for me because you're much you're
Right.
way above
So,
me here.
yeah.
So let's talk about money, finance.
Yeah.
What can people do to improve their relationship or make things better when you're talking about keeping a handle on money and where
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
things are?
So what are your financial goals? Where are you with finances? Do you both understand and know what's going on with money? And that's important. That would be where to start with that is communicating about, where you are with money.
Okay.
And then what do you value individually? Like somebody might want to spend all their money on vacations and somebody else might want to spend all their money or not spend all their money and put it in the bank. And you have to work out those differences in the relationship. So
Well, what about discussions about using credit cards?
Yeah.
Or charging things or
Yeah.
buying too much of this or that or whatever the case
yeah,
may
like
be.
workout clothes during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, or a nice leather jacket.
Yeah,
I don't hardly basically
yeah.
wear it for
So
myself.
yeah, anyway, so talking about, where do you want to be in a year from now financially? Do you need to be paying off credit cards? Do you need to be saving money? Do you need to put a little bit? I have a couple that's just bought a house and they've been very, very good about saving money. But the husband doesn't like to spend money on date night, and the wife thinks it's important. So now that they've already bought their house, they're putting money away for date nights and
Okay.
specific date night
What they're
fund.
going to do.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so he won't feel nervous about
Okay.
spending money, and it will be money
So
that they save.
they talked about that.
Yeah.
They sort of coordinated what they wanted to do. So that it's sort of a try to get yourself on the same plane kind
Yes.
of thing.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Take the time to do it, to talk about it, not just come home one day and see a pile of bills on the table.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So we talked about communication. Talked about finance. Let's talk about the parenting stuff.
Right.
Okay. So how can a couple what would be a relationship goal when it comes to the bucket of parenting?
Well, we've had in the past like goals about yelling less in the house,
Right.
being more consistent, backing each other up. I mean, there's tons of goals, with parenting, spending more individual time with kids, less, screen time. With the pandemic, I think that parents are struggling with, finding things for kids to do. So just kind of coming together and saying, like, how do we like the way that we're parenting together right now? And are there things that we need to change about what we're doing? Like you're yelling too much, or you've been short with the kids, or, you're,
not as involved as you should be with homework,
right.
with helping with, with virtual school.
So having a discussion around that.
Okay, so trying to focus on what a kid might need, maybe, and that one parent needs to step in or not step in, or be more consistent.
Yeah.
Okay. What was that called that we talked about? Triangulation, right?
Yes.
To avoid that. What is that? Remind me what that is. I know we wrote about it.
So triangulation is when there's obviously two people. When a person tries to work the two people against each other. So that would be like
You got your triangle.
Yeah.
And the one person, right? I pull my hand up.
Yep.
Is working the two people down the bottom of the triangle, right?
Correct. So I come to so one of our kids comes to you and says, "Hey, Dad, can I have $5?" And you say, "No, you didn't do your chores." And then the person, the kid goes to me and says, "Hey, Dad said I could have $5. Can I get it out of your wallet?" And that's sort of like triangulating the situation. So it's
sort of manipulation.
It's a manipulation.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So if you've got in a parenting situation, we've got a kid who's good at that, and a lot of kids are.
Oh yeah, kids are masters.
We certainly had one who's quite
masters.
good at that. You want to work on being mindful of that,
right? And then saying like, let me check with your mom to see if she approved that kind of thing, and being on the same parenting page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, last of what we're talking about for other people, and we're going to shovel to us.
Okay, great.
Sex, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what kind of relationship goals can people have with regard to their sexual relationship?
Well, I mean, obviously, the amount of sex that you're having or not having is a big issue with couples, and we've talked about this before. There's often a mismatch in desire. And that plays out in relationships all the time.
Right.
So
what's the advice?
Well, I think communicating about it first, and then coming up with
a goal.
Yeah, a goal. Like, okay, we're having sex once a month, and that's not enough for me. So I'd like to have sex, once a week. So maybe we meet in the middle and have sex, every couple weeks.
Sounds like a crummy way of. Okay, we'll leave that.
Okay, well, we could talk about that differently. So someone that may want to have sex every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those people are out there.
Yeah, those people are out there.
Next to one.
Yeah. so if you're with somebody that wants to have sex every day, and the other person only wants to have sex once a week or once a month, then you have to kind of come up with different.
Some way to find. So a goal could be.
A goal could be a compromise, or a goal could be that one of the participants,
Participant sounds like a science.
that maybe somebody will, like, okay, I'm not interested, but I will, like, complimentary, services.
Yes, the complimentary services.
Or if you want to break it down and talk about, like, well, it's just not that exciting for me anymore, so that's why I'm not interested. So let's make it a goal to
make it more exciting,
to make it more romantic, to make it more that there's more foreplay, or those kinds of things.
Right.
Yeah.
Wear a tool belt.
Yes.
You always like to wear a tool belt. Okay.
Oh, Valerie wants to know.
We'd love to come down, Valerie.
Valerie, we are needing
ready
to come down to Florida.
Get out of the Mid-Atlantic.
We need some sun. We need some fun.
Anyway,
soon.
Okay, so all right, so
Valerie says it's 5 times a day normal. Just asking.
See, Valerie sounds like my kind of girl. Just saying, but
it's normal if you're retired and you live in Florida.
You got to maybe take a nap here and there.
Yeah, if you're retired and you have a lot of time, then go for it.
Oh, that's very impressive.
Sounds exhausting, though.
Not to me.
Okay.
That's good. Anyway, okay. So, all right. So let's talk about your goals. What are your goals for our relationship? to either improve
Okay.
our relationship,
Yeah.
presumably to
Yeah.
goals to
Okay.
improve our
Well,
relationship.
let's start with one that we sort of did prior to the new year, but is based in the new year, and that was financially. So David and I we like to buy things,
Yeah.
and we sort of don't often think about like what we buy, and I would say we piddle away a lot of money on stupid stuff, like workout
There's nothing
clothes.
stupid about a fifth leather jacket.
Yeah. Okay. So what we said to each other is, okay, let's be mindful that
Right.
there's some things we need to do around the house that we want to do that are bigger ticket items, and if we stop the little ticket stuff, that we can put the money towards
Big
doing
ticket
some
thing.
bigger
Right,
things.
right.
So we talked about that, prior to January 1st, and we made a pact that we are not going to buy. We had
You could do a replacement.
You could
so
do
if
replacement.
you tear a shirt or
Yeah.
your shoe blows out, you could
I
do
caught
that.
David tearing some of his clothes, like cutting them up.
Purposefully tearing my
yeah,
shoe.
yeah.
Yeah, so you can do a replacement.
Yes, you can replace something if it's broken or worn out, but we're not buying anything new for
You've got to
till
ignore
March.
all those emails. that you
Oh well,
constantly
what about on Facebook? All the
Oh.
ads for all the stuff, the workout,
Well,
cute
it's the
workout
worst
clothes,
for
and the
me.
new colors.
It's so hard because like I don't really buy a lot of stuff from different places, right? I mean, there's basically a couple things that I like to buy.
Yeah,
I like leather jackets, which
Yeah,
we talked about.
I know.
I like boots, although I
I know.
haven't really been buying. It's been a
Yeah.
while. And I like my store in Nashville,
Yep.
Imogene and Willie.
Yeah, and they send emails.
constantly.
Mhm.
Not only do they advertise, but because I've been there so frequently
They call
over the
you.
years, I get little emails
They
telling me to
call
take
him.
a look. Hey, DB, you might be interested in this, and you feel special. So,
yeah, you feel special.
so-
Yeah.
Anyway, but yes, so we have agreed, right? What about we've
Yes.
agreed that we're not going to buy anything discretionarily
Correct.
until
Till
the
March.
1st of March.
Yes.
Right, so we're through February. Now we have a couple issues, right? We have our daughter's Josie's birthday is this
Hmm. And your birthday,
and
but
my
those were
birthday, but
exceptions.
those
We
are
talked about
exceptions,
them.
Right.
We
What-
talked about
what,
them.
What are you getting? What are you getting?
For your birthday, I'm getting me a present.
Yeah, that's usually how it works.
Yeah.
And then we're
So-
already. By the way, we're already talking about what we're doing for your birthday.
Yeah.
You already talked about that.
I
the other
love
day?
my birthday. I love my birthday.
7 months away. She's
Yes.
already talking about. Okay.
So anyway, but
So-
we made a deal with each other that
Okay.
we were going to do this, and so
Okay, so far so good.
So
of course,
far-
it's only the 9th of the 7th of January.
Yeah.
So now we started before the 1st of the year, so we're probably like 2 weeks in. Probably
Yeah.
like 2 weeks.
So far-
Two-
so far, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're 2 weeks in, and we've got, not that we're counting the days, right? 45 days to go.
Yeah.
I'm just
All right,
kidding.
we'll
I
do
have
it.
no idea.
Your
Okay.
mom says we're special.
Well, we pay her to say that.
Yes, we do. We do. Oh, but we can't pay her now because that's not in our budget.
That's right. Now you'll have to
March,
take an
you'll have to
IOU.
wait through after March.
Take an IOU. Okay, so all right. What else? Give me one or two things that you have
Oh, okay.
as a goal that will
Um,
help our relationship going forward. I'm not going to say improve.
Yeah. So one of the things that I'm going to work on is not being so bossy in a relationship. Like I tend to be a little bossy. I mean, it just is my nature. I always say I'm not bossy. I just have better ideas than
Right.
everybody else.
And you do say that, yes.
So I've been there's at the complaint department. There's been people that have said
People, yes.
yes, people more than one
Mm-hmm.
person has said that I'm a little bossy. So I'm going to try to really work on my bossiness.
Okay.
And that's one of the things I can work on.
What else
And the
you got?
other one is I'm going to try to say I'm sorry more if I screw up on the rare times that I screw up.
You take no responsibility for anything. So let me just jump in here for a
Well,
second.
that's
So
'cause
this
I'm
past
almost
week,
perfect.
this past week, you had conflicts with multiple people in the house.
Me?
Everybody's being mean to you. This one's mean to you. I'm mean to you. She's mean to you. And I said to you, "What's the constant with all of these problems?" Okay, what's the one constant? You.
All right, so I'm going to try not to be bossy, and I'm going to
Okay.
try to take responsibility,
Take responsibility,
more.
right?
It's an ongoing goal.
Okay,
Okay.
and the interrupting part, right? You're not going to interrupt. You're trying not to interrupt. No more interrupting.
Never.
Okay, we'll see. I don't think none of this is going to make it to March the 1st. We have a much better chance of not wasting money before March the 1st.
Okay.
But I'm rooting for it.
So what are you working on?
I don't really have much money.
Oh.
Well, I mean, the same things I always kind of try to work on occasion.
Which
right?
are?
Which is try to be more patient, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, usually my impatience is resultant from you violating one of those three things you just talked about. But try to be more patient. I'm not sure what else do I need to do.
I think the patience thing is really big. And the other thing that we didn't talk about, which I think is a good goal, is that you're trying to be more positive about.
Oh yeah, well I've been doing this now for 2 months.
Family members.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I don't. I other than who I might see on on TV. Okay, I'm not talking about that because we're not talking about any politics.
Yeah.
But I have absolutely nothing negative to say about anyone that I love and that I care for. Zero.
And this is new. He started this.
I
Hi,
started
Noreen.
a while
Thank
ago.
you. Noreen says
a while
we're so
ago.
cute. And
Not-
Desiree is watching, and she said something nice too. Thank you, Desiree.
Listen, I am accepting everyone. I am not going to say, oh, why didn't she do this or why is he like? I'm not doing any of
Okay.
that. I'm not being.
So you're being positive
accepting,
and you're being patient.
Accepting
and being patient.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Accepting has been.
You've been good.
I've been so even when there've been things that have come up, I said to you, nope,
We're
not
not talking about that.
not talking about that.
Yeah.
Not going down that road.
And that's kind of new.
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll see how long it lasts.
No, it's going to last. I'm going to do it forever.
I like it.
I'm going to do it forever.
I like
and
it.
if I start to break, I'm going to go like, I'm going to go grab one of the, take a big gulp, and that'll send me.
Okay. All right.
Big gulp.
So we have things to work on that some of these are individual things, but they're within the confines of a relationship.
Yes, and I'm glad to see that
I'm taking more responsibility.
No, I'm also glad to see you haven't made a New Year's resolution, a certain resolution that you never have kept in 33 years. So I'm glad you didn't make it this time.
I'm not making
because you always got my hopes up, only to be that you would make it like to January 3rd, and that would be the end.
No, that would be you.
I am really,
Yeah.
but no, I think these are good goals.
These are good goals.
Yeah, we're on it.
We're on it. So anyway, we hope that we've inspired you guys to think about your, not just yourselves, but your relationships, and seeing if you can identify a few places where you could have goals or resolutions.
I mean, you don't have to hit home runs, right? You
just have to
hit
try.
for the fences, as they say in baseball. Try to make contact, hit singles.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
just
kind of the way I
try.
look at it.
Just
Which
try.
is,
So if I bought something by accident,
hey, yeah. But wait, you did do something tonight, right? With your pants. This sounds bad. This isn't what it sounds like.
oh yeah, with my
This is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
So I do the laundry in the house.
Yes,
This
thank
is,
God.
we get off track a little bit, but
Yeah.
but I do the laundry in the house, and I go to do the laundry,
Yeah, and you complain.
Julie's clothes are always wrapped up. Like, I don't know how she does it, but
I just take them off and put them in the
She
basket.
just twists everything up
Yeah.
like a pretzel.
Yeah.
So it takes me ages to
and David,
untangle everything. Tonight,
I
not
took
that I was
everything
watching-
off and I pulled
Yeah.
everything out nicely. So when he does the laundry, it's a little easier for
And
him.
I was watching you get undressed, so I saw you.
You
do
always
that.
are.
I generally am. That's right, and I'm not going to change that.
Right.
Because that's a
That's
positive
not a
thing. That's a
resolution.
positive thing.
Okay.
It's a good thing. Okay. All right. Well, on that note,
Yeah. So yeah.
folks, thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for hanging in. We're going to continue these weekly.
Whether you like it
whether
or
you
not,
like
we're going
it
to
or
be
not.
there.
As I mentioned, I guess 2 weeks ago, we have awesome news. Our audiobook is due to be released on January 26th. So if you're not a reader, you like to listen to audiobooks either at home, on your phone, on your headphones, in the car, whatever it is. We are very, very excited to hear what two other people's voices sound like talking as
Living
us.
our lives.
Living our lives.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting.
Yep.
But
Valerie,
yes, that's
as soon as
available
we
now.
can travel, Florida's on our
We're
list.
coming down.
We're coming to get
we're
you.
We're going south. We're going north. We're going west.
We're going all over.
We're going every place we can go. So
Yeah.
thank you all for
Love you, Mom.
sticking with us. Have a happy New Year. Stay safe out there. Stay positive.
Yep.
At the end of the day, this country will stand. That's the only thing I'm going to say. Hang in there.
Hang in
we
there.
will see you next week. Take it easy.
Bye.
Peace.